Hey team, welcome. So glad to be with you today for this week's Tuesday Talk. Are you excited?
I am so excited.
I am excited. My name is Ryan. I'm the community pastor.
I'm Amanda. I'm the prayer team pastor.
And we're just so glad to be with you. It's just amazing what we get to do, to be a part of this global team of over 600 volunteers in over 55 different countries.
It's amazing.
It's just amazing. I mean, who else gets to do this? But we get to do this. We get to help people connect with Jesus worldwide.
That's right.
It's
See
amazing.
our map back there? We're in our office.
We're in a
different space. So what you normally see us is out the front of our office, but this is where we hang out back here. And we put this cool map behind me.
Yep.
I can't do this.
Yeah.
Little dots.
Let me explain. Yeah. So
all those red dots are you guys.
Different countries where we have volunteers. That's you guys right there. So shout out if you see your country represented right there.
That's right.
Awesome. So this week we're actually starting something brand new that we're doing monthly with Tuesday Talks, and we're actually doing a new book study.
Yes.
Every single month, and this month we looked at the book Atomic Habits by James Clear.
That might sound familiar. Why would it sound familiar?
It would sound familiar because A, it's one of Pastor Craig's favorite books, and then B, this entire habit series is based off of a lot of the content from this book. So we wanted to read it as a staff, and then also for you guys to read it as well, for us to talk about it so that we can stay in step with what's happening. So we're really excited about that. I don't see anyone in here as of yet, but we're excited. If you jump in, just say hi if you're here. I'd love to welcome you. So let's talk about the book a little bit. Atomic Habits by James Clear. We'll do a brief overview, and then we're going to get very practical in the different practical steps that you can take to actually start and stop habits that you're actually
working on,
that you have. Yeah, absolutely. What up, Steven? Good to see you, man. That was stereo, right and left. So I found this quick summary of the book, and I love when it's just broken down into 3 big chunks, because I can really take it and run with it. So maybe you're like me and you like a big summary. This is what I found. It's the book Atomic Habits in 3 sentences. So the first sentence is this: an atomic habit is a regular practice or a routine that's not only small and easy to do, but also the source of incredible power, a component of a system of compound growth. So
that was one sentence.
That was one sentence. That's a Paul sentence.
That's a very long sentence. It's like half of Romans is one sentence.
Right. And that was a church kid joke that I just did. So Awesome. So that's the first sentence of a review of the book. The second sentence of a summary of it would be: bad habits repeat themselves again and again, not because you don't want to change, but because you have the wrong system for change.
Yes.
Pastor Craig said just this last week that you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Yeah. And that's actually in the book.
That's from the book.
It's from the book.
So true, though.
It's so true. And it opened up my eyes a bit to how I'm operating in my life, of like, do I have the right systems in place to make me the person I want to be?
It helped me figure out why I failed at goals before too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Why do goals fail? Because we don't have the systems in place to keep them.
Yeah.
All right. So, and then the last sentence is this: now that we're not that one.
Changes.
Changes that seem very small and unimportant at first will compound into remarkable results if you're willing to stick with them for years. So it's all about consistency.
Like Pastor Craig flossing.
Yes, and he says he's 51 years old. I don't believe him that he's 51, but
he looks so young.
He looks so young, but he says he's added one new habit, however small, a year since his mid-20s, and so he's gotten like over 30 habits that he actually does regularly on the daily to make him who he wants to be. I love that idea that you can have a vision for your life.
Yes.
And you can chase after that vision. Yeah. Yes. That's what this book is all about. So now that we've given you a brief overview of the entire book, let's dive down deep into some of its content. But before we do, welcome Ellie. So glad you're here. Hey, Svai. Awesome. If you're watching right now, we would love to say hi to you in the comments. So if you could let us know that you're here and engaging with us. So let's talk about some application.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start with the basics. how to create a good habit, because really that's what you're wanting to know, right? Well, great. How do I do this? Well, the first step is to actually look at your current habits, because we all have habits. Good, bad, helpful, not helpful. We all have them.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of know what's already happening before you can make any changes.
Right.
And you do this by, in week 1 of habits, we talked about, think about first who you want to be. Because the habit that you want to create should be based on, well, who do you want to be?
Right.
Like, I want to be a strong person. Okay. So now you're thinking about everything that you do should be helping you become that, or it's not helping you become that, right? So there's a positive impact toward the person you want to be, which would be a plus if you're writing down all of your habits that you have in a day, which he recommends doing. Write down all your habits in a day. Anything that's helping you get to be the kind of person you want to be, that gets a plus sign.
Yeah.
Anything that isn't, that's driving you in the opposite direction, that gets a negative sign. And anything that's kind of neutral, like something that doesn't really affect your habit either way, that just gets an equal sign. And you list all these things out. So for example, let's say, okay, because I want to be a strong person. Well, one thing that I do is I go to the gym 6 days a week. So what would you guess that would be? How would that impact me being strong?
That'd be a plus, because it's contributing to your physical health.
Right. The fact that I stay up until 1 a.m. watching Korean dramas and I have to get up at 6 a.m.
That would be a negative, I would say. It's not neutral. It's not positive. It's not creating who you want to be.
Right, because I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm not getting strong.
And as a side note, she just started a Korean mama, K-pop,
yeah.
K-pop mommy. Mama. Okay. K-pop mama YouTube channel. So check it out.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd want to link it. We're going to link it.
Oh
for,
my goodness.
For them.
There's only like 2 videos on there so far, so don't get too excited. But it's something I'm doing with my kid because I want to have the habit of being a strong parent. And I feel like that's part of getting into her world. She's super into it, so we're doing it together.
That's cool. So that's a great example of having maybe a bad habit and taking the heart of that, of like what you love about doing that habit and turning it into something good.
Right.
Yeah, that's really good.
We'll get into how you do that more in a minute. So think about your life. Okay, so Ryan, what do you want to be and how you
So if I'm following that rubric, that's in Atomic Habits, what you said, like it's a habit scorecard. I'm going to write down everything that I need to do in a day. And then I'm going to decide who I want to be and decide whether or not each of those habits are a plus, a minus, or an equal sign. So I can write down all of it and bore you with all of my habits, but specifically who I want to be in life is a person filled with more gratitude towards others. And so I decided this year that every single day I'm going to write a new thank you note, a handwritten thank you note to someone in my life before I start anything. I'll sit down at my desk, and before I even take out my computer to start working, every single day I'll write at least one handwritten note. And so so that's going to be a plus, or it is. I've done it every day this year so far, and so that's going to be a plus towards my goal of being a more.
That means you already written 15.
I guess that's right.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, some days I wrote 3. So
wow,
so
you're ahead of the game.
It's more, yeah. So
what would be a negative thing?
So a negative thing in my life would be about a month
towards your habit.
Oh yeah. So if I want to be a more gracious person, something that detracts from that would be something that I completely have that only benefits myself, right? And so I would say a month and a half ago I started playing Fortnite. Now I love that game.
I'm terrible at it.
It's such a cool game. If you've never played it before, it's absolutely free. It's a really cool game. So I started playing that every single day, and I made it a habit. It just became a habit. And what I realized is it wasn't really contributing to much sustenance, much value in my life. And so I've since removed that habit with some of the practices actually that we're going to outline here in just a bit. So
you can do this for yourself. Look through your whole day, write down your habits, and then after you've done that, look at how they apply to the person you want to be. Are they contributing? That's a plus. Are they detracting? That's a negative. If they don't really have an impact, that's an equal sign. And that will help you determine, okay, well then, what good habit do I need to make?
Yeah, that's good.
Or what bad habit do I need to break?
That's good.
Okay, so let's start with how we do that. Here's 4 steps for creating a good habit. And we're also going to talk about the inverse of these, helping you break a bad habit. The first one, make it obvious. So you want to do this with, it's called an implementation intention. That's a tongue twister. Implementation intention. You have to say out loud what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and where you're going to do it. Don't just be like, someday I'm going to work out. Nah, that's not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, you can have a goal of being a really fit individual, but you don't have a system to get you there.
Right. So this is how you create the system. So you say, for me, it's I will go to the gym, which is the action and the place, after our family has dinner and watches one TV show. So then I know I'm going to do this thing at this place at this time. And that's what's really worked for me.
So it's a behavior, a time, and a location. You make yourself say it out loud, which I love what James Clear said. Mm-hmm. Said, make yourself say it out loud. Externalize, I will blank behavior. I'll do this at this time in this location.
Yeah. Another good thing to do is put on your calendar. Make an appointment with yourself to do that thing.
Yep.
Another good thing to do is called habit stacking, is what he referred to in the book. And this is when you take a habit that you already have and add the new habit to it so that you kind of pair them. For example, a couple years ago, I started listening to the Bible plans on audio. There's a 1-year Bible plan that's audio. There's several of them. The one that I really like, and it goes through the whole Bible in a year with commentary. And, well, I do this while I'm getting ready every day. So step up to the sink to do my hair and makeup. I hit play on my phone, and it plays. And it's been doing this for 2 years, 3 years now. So now it's almost a habit. Like if I walk up to the sink, I want to hit play on the phone, even if I already did it, because that's what I just feel naturally to do. So I've stacked that one habit to another I already do. Yeah.
That's good.
So, and you also want to make it obvious. I mean, put the thing where you're going to find it.
Yeah.
If you want to be a reader, put the book where you're going to be. Don't put it on the bookshelf.
Yep.
Keep it with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be talking about, as we're going through these 4 steps, we're going to talk about the inverse of it. So if you want to break a bad habit, you do the opposite of that.
Right.
So what's the opposite of making it obvious?
You make it invisible. Take it away.
Yeah.
So let's say I eat a candy bar every day after dinner. Well, probably not a great habit if I want to be a strong person. So
what's your favorite candy bar?
Oh, Twix.
Twix. What's your favorite candy bar?
Yeah.
We want to know. Mine, I got a shiver now.
Yeah.
It's so
I haven't
good.
had chocolate in 15 days. I'm hungry.
I would say my favorite chocolate to eat would be an Almond Joy.
Really?
I've
almost never heard somebody say that's their favorite.
I know. Every time I see memes about Almond Joys about how they're terrible, I'm like, that is heresy. It's the best thing ever. The almond and the coconut and the chocolate, it's the best.
Okay. And I learned something new about Ryan today. That's really funny. No, I like the crunch and the caramel and the chocolate on the Twix, and then you get 2 of them.
Yeah, the nougat is good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say I eat chocolate every night, and I should not do that. How do I make it invisible? Don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
Don't keep it in the house. Get rid of it. Throw it away. Give it away. Whatever you got to do.
That's good.
Remove it.
Yep.
If you take that thing you want to stop doing and get it out of your field of vision, it's less likely. Like if you ever have a plate of cookies on the table every day, and you're like, I don't want to eat cookies. Oh, there's a cookie.
Yeah.
You're gonna eat it. Remove them. Get rid of it.
Stephen, I like that you said Ryan equals Almond Joy. Yeah.
Also true. Also true. I'm gonna bring you one now.
That's so fun.
Okay, so then you want to, so we talked about make it obvious or invisible.
Yep.
So the next one, make it attractive.
Number 2, make it attractive. That's how you start a good habit.
So you want to do it. Okay. This is what I did with working out, because I don't love the gym. I'm really not a big fan of the elliptical, but I'm doing it because I want to be strong. But how did I make it attractive?
It's good.
I have a TV show that I only get to watch when I'm on the elliptical. And so I know that TV show runs for an hour, my workout's for an hour, I'm going to do that thing for an hour because I get to watch the show I want.
Now, it's not that you have some, the gym has DirecTV, cable television.
No, it's on my phone. It's like Netflix or something.
But it's literally that you have set in your mind, I am not going to watch this unless I'm doing this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
and so then I want to do it because I get to do that
good.
too.
You're pairing something that you love to do that's a habit with something that you want to do. That's a good habit towards something you want to be.
Right. Another way to make it attractive is to get around people, friends that are also doing that big thing. Pastor Craig says, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Show me your friends. I'll show you your future. Relationships have a big impact. And so if you want to get healthy, don't hang out with people who just eat chips and watch TV all day. Find people who go work out and eat salads because they're going to encourage you to do what they're doing. That's kind of how we interact as social people.
Yeah. We're built for community.
Exactly.
Join a life group.
So the obvious inverse of this would be make it unattractive. How do you make it so you don't want to do it? Think about the benefits of avoiding that habit. So, well, if I don't eat that candy bar, I don't have to go spend an extra half hour on the elliptical that I don't want to do because I only want to do the hour. So if I do this, that's going to detract from this. So think about what is the negative thing that you can avoid if you don't do that habit.
Yeah, it's good. Sandra says, I listen to Life.Church music while I work out on the Gazelle.
Oh, yeah, the Gazelle.
What's a Gazelle?
It's like you step on it and you swing your leg like this.
I was like, what kind of gym are you working out at? You got like some African safari gym. I didn't know that was the name of that machine.
It's sort of like that ski machine, but it glides.
Got it. Way to go, Sandra.
It looks fun. I've never tried it.
Very cool. So number 1, make it obvious. And if you want to stop a bad habit, make it invisible. Number 2, make it attractive if you want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, then make it unattractive. Right. Number 3, make it easy. Make it easy if you want to do it. So if you want to eat better, it's probably not a good idea. Now, we've been talking about health a lot here, so let's continue in that vein. It's probably not a good idea to load your pantry full of salty, carb-filled snacks.
Delicious carb-filled snacks.
Right? You don't need that temptation in your life. You really don't.
Unless you're one of those miracle people, can eat 5 chips and walk away, which I don't really believe that's really true. I can't imagine that, but if that's you, good for you.
Right. Yeah, like Chips Ahoy, like the serving size is 2 cookies. I'm like, what? I eat Chips Ahoy by the sleeve sometimes.
That's how I eat Oreos. I want to get that whole stack.
But I love what James Clear says in the book. He says that there's a bunch of research out there that what looks like self-control is actually just knowing what your triggers are and avoiding those triggers.
Yep.
Instead of having a bunch of triggers in your life and having the willpower to overcome those triggers.
Use that energy all the time.
Yeah, make it easier on yourself. Don't have those triggers in your life.
Yep.
Yeah. And so I talked a little bit about how I wanted to write a letter of gratitude every single day, and that's going to be my one habit that I'm going to have this year. And so James Clear talks about, on making it easy, the 2-minute rule. We want to make sure that this new habit that you want to start that contributes to who you want to be can be done in less than 2 minutes. Because you want to make it easy on yourself, and you may build on it later. But if all you do is that 2-minute one, remember, never, I love what Pastor Craig says, never underestimate what God can do through one like small act. I'm paraphrasing, small act of faithful habit.
Well,
like
it says
a small habit. Yeah.
Don't despise the small beginnings.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Don't despise the small beginnings. Now, just as a side note, I'm glad that Church Online didn't do that. They didn't despise the small beginnings when we first started, and
like maybe 2 services.
Yeah, no one came, and there's 2 services, but God had a vision for Church Online. Guys, God has a vision for your life, and don't be discouraged by small beginnings. Maybe you're in your life group, you're a life group leader, and you're discouraged because people aren't engaging in your life group, or maybe they've come and gone and left and shifted and whatever. Don't get discouraged by that, but lean in. God's called you to this. You're called for a purpose. God has a vision for your life, and you do too. And so we want to build the habits and things in our life to contribute there. Make it easy. And so if you want to stop a bad habit, make it difficult.
How did you do this, Ryan?
How did I do this? So I talked a little bit about my bad habit of playing Fortnite every single day.
It's only bad because it's not leading you to the place you want to be.
What's that?
It's only bad if it's not leading you to the place you want to be. If you want to be a pro gamer, gaming every day is a good habit.
I love what James Clear, his perspective is. There's really no bad habit that he says in the book. He says, but who do you want to be? And if it contributes to what you want to be, then it's not helpful for you. So get rid of it. Now, as a side note, if your habit is sinful, then it's bad.
Or crime.
Like don't do that. Get rid of it quickly. But how I did that I didn't want to play Fortnite every single day as a habit. The way I've gotten rid of that, or I'm getting rid of that, is I've actually unplugged my gaming console from my television. And if I want to play Fortnite, if I decided, hey, I'm going to invest an hour into playing Fortnite right now, I have to physically get out the console, plug it in, and I made it difficult for myself to do that. It's a hassle to be able to do it.
And you have to invest another 10 minutes in plugging and unplugging it.
Exactly. And so you make it difficult.
Yeah.
So let's review before we go to the last one. Number one, if you want to start a good habit, make it obvious, or make it invisible if you want to stop something. Number two, make it attractive or unattractive, depending if you want to start or stop something. Number three, make it easy if you want to start something, or make it difficult. And number four,
make it satisfying. So he talks in the book, and Pastor Craig talks about this a little bit too. You know, it's really hard to have a goal that's like, you do it so that you can do that, so that you can do that. Like, I want to do this so that Sandra said my hair looks pretty. Thank you. Thank you. You want to have a goal, or you want to have a habit that you can get some kind of immediate reward out of. It doesn't have to be huge, but our brain likes that dopamine hit, right?
Yep.
So thinking about tracking your habits. Let's say you say, I'm going to go to the gym 3 days a week. Great. Now that you've said, I'm going to go this time at this day in this place, then when you do it, you mark that big red X on a calendar. And then after a while, you get to see that long streak of X's, and that's awesome. You feel like, man, I'm doing something great. And then you are incentivized to keep going.
Right.
It could be like Jerry Seinfeld says. I don't know if you know who Jerry Seinfeld is, but he's a famous comedian, been doing jokes for years.
Yep.
And in the book, James Clear talks about, Jerry Seinfeld has this mantra, don't break the chain.
It's good.
So he's saying every day he's going to write a joke. Every day. Even if it's a terrible joke, no, it's not funny, nobody's going to laugh on it, he's writing a joke because he doesn't want to break the chain. And, you know, life happens, and sometimes we do have a miss. Sometimes you don't get to the gym when you want, or you eat pizza instead of salad. Another thing he says in the book, never
I love pizza.
Why? Yeah, me too. Stop it. I haven't had pizza in 15 days either. Never.
Can they just make a pizza salad and be done with it?
They do. I've seen it.
Well,
it's just no bread.
It's
lettuce.
I want the bread.
I know. Me too. But never miss twice. So everyone's human. Give yourself a little grace for being a human person. But if you miss once, get right back at it the next time. Don't miss twice, because if you miss twice, you're starting the opposite kind of habit. Right? And you don't want to do that. Okay. So the opposite of make it satisfying is make it unsatisfying.
Yep.
So here's how you can do that. This is what I did, actually. Get an accountability partner. So I said I'd go to the gym 6 days a week. Well, I said it, I was going to do it, and I started doing it. But then Kayla on our team, she found out, she said, great, I want to get in on this. We'll be accountability partners. And so now we text each other selfies from the gym. And I know that if she texted me her selfie and I didn't text one, I better get to the gym. Because I don't want to be like, oh, where's your selfie? You're not at the gym. What you doing? Come on, come on, come on. Another thing is to think about the negative outcomes of what that habit is doing to you. So, okay, if you're a smoker, let's say, man, I really want to quit. Start thinking about how the chemicals that are pouring into your body. Think about the years of your life that you're taking away. Think about the lack of energy and endurance you're going to have as a smoker. Begin to think about its negative impact on who you are and who you want to be. And let that motivate you to get it out of your life.
So good. Guys, Atomic Habits, if you haven't read it yet, please pick it up, read it.
Quick.
It's totally worth your time.
Totally.
Yeah, if you think Pastor Craig reads great books all the time, writes great books all the time, then you need to pick this up, because he said that this is one of his favorite books of all time. And so as soon as he said that, I immediately got it last year and read it. Read it. Next month, we're actually gonna do a review of the book Mindset. Who's the author of Mindset?
Carol S. Dweck. And we'll put a link in the comments to that book and remind you guys probably in a couple weeks.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's so good. It was my probably favorite read of last year. Totally changed the way I think. So
pick up a copy of Mindset. Get it on Audible, however you read or listen to books. Let's engage with Mindset this next month, and we will talk about it in about a month from now. So I'm excited about that. Remember to to tag your team so that they can see this content and engage with us as well. What did you think of the book?
Yeah.
Maybe give it 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, whatever you did. Put that in the comments below.
Yeah.
Put a star emoji of what you think thought of the book. And so we're so appreciative of every single one of you. I hope you feel the impact you're making as people all around the world come to know Christ. So we're just so excited to have you here, and we're excited every time we get an opportunity to talk with you, because we love doing ministry with you. Yeah. So remember, we do all this because whoever finds God
finds life.